I flipped 100 rocks in Australia. Here's what I found. I'm gonna make predictions of what he's gonna find. He's gonna find a tarantula, a dragonfly that whenever it bites you, you die immediately. There's probably gonna be a kangaroo under one of the rocks. Is that an iguana? What am I looking at?
Australia is known for the craziest and deadliest animals.
Yes.
That's why I'm going there to flip 100 objects to find crazy bugs, venomous creatures, and so much more underneath. I'll be starting in Australia's most iconic
Yo, what are the chances he discovers a new species? Spiders are not scary, okay? I don't like them that much, but to me, I'll man up and squish a spider. For my girl, 100%, bro.
rainforest, but by the end, we're gonna get to the iconic Australian desert with insane animals everywhere. But don't think the rainforest is boring, because literally under this first object, I instantly found something deadly. This is a baby giant centipede.
That's deadly. This damn little centipede gonna do something to me? What's he gonna do, crawl into my lungs and rip them from the insides? Probably, actually.
Which when they get older are known for having some of the most painful bites in the animal kingdom. Since we're on Australia, we're very likely to see a way bigger one.
Coyote Peterson might be the dumbest person. Okay, I don't want to say dumbest, but like, why does he just want the most venomous insects to bite him? I feel like that's just asking for death. His videos are funny, but it's like, he's risking his life for what?
Soon. Under the second object, I found something I've always wanted to find.
Oh my gosh. I thought there was nothing here, but there's a literal massive bug.
But
I didn't even see that.
Part of this bug's design. This is a spiny leaf insect, one of the most camouflage insects in existence.
Oh, chat, the reason I didn't see it is because it's camouflage. Take notes.
See it when I was standing on this leaf. Pretty cool. So I kept exploring,
That's
and when
fire.
I got to object number 3, I found nothing. So I'm only gonna show the most interesting animals from now on, which thankfully object number 6 had something super interesting. At first, you may just think these are regular old ants, but if you look closely, it's actually an insane species. They are trapjaw ants, which you can tell
Those are massive. What? Wait.
by their massively wide trapjaw mandibles. They have these microscopic hairs inside the jaws that when a prey touches it, the jaws snap within a fraction of a second, making it almost impossible for prey to escape. Yeah, Australia is crazy. Now, as I continued on the trail,
Okay, let's be honest. I could escape. You think these little damn hands are gonna grab me and hold me? I could easily escape this idiot, bro. You don't try to grab me and I'm gonna be like, pa.
to flip this log, but on top, I noticed there was actually a special species of millipede, which apparently has the ability to spit acid out of its mouth. Now, if you didn't know, with me, I have the backpack, where I pack tons of cool objects to interact with the animals I find. And this time, I grabbed a pack of paintbrushes. I wanted to see how this bug would react to being rubbed by one, and yeah, he was pretty mad. Initially, he kept curling up and biting.
Just genuinely like animal abuse on these innocent bugs. Damn, man. Guys, do you consider bugs animals? Like, I feel like anytime an animal gets bigger, you feel worse about killing it. Like, I'll stomp on an ant, but I won't kick a raccoon. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because I don't want to mess with a bigger animal. Maybe that's why. Maybe I actually don't have any moral values.
The end of the brush, but eventually I caught it doing this. Yup, it just sprayed its acid defense chemical, which stained the edge of my paintbrush, and yeah, it just kept biting it over
No
and
way.
over. Well, sorry for disturbing you, little guy. That was pretty cool to watch, though. Now, as I continued on,
You should make it spit the acid on his hand to see what happens. See how the human body reacts. How much acid does it take for a human to die?
object number 11, I found this. It's not a rock, it's actually a termite nest. Yeah, termites will spend years, day by day, constructing a nest out of dirt. Sometimes they even get absolutely massive like this one. Although this one looked like it may have been abandoned, and there was something infiltrating it.
Yo, there's like a weird tail thing coming out of this nest.
Yeah, it was literally partly inside the termite nest and poking its head out. I thought I had
Yeah, the guy that made this video was the one on the playground that played with worms and stuff.
inside the termite nest and poking its head out. I thought I had found some
Bro found infinite food source. Oh my gosh, bro, these damn termites keep spawning here, man. That's like food for like years.
documented snake species, or maybe a leech. But if you actually really focus hard on how this thing is moving, and in specific, this tiny little white thing on the edge of its head, you can tell that this is a baby land planarian. If you don't know what these are, well,
yeah,
they
that guy.
are insanely creepy. In this footage, you can see how they eat. Basically, they go up to an unsuspecting snail or worm, then all of a sudden, they completely wrap around it, releasing
How did he just expand like that? It was so thin and then it just went, I'm a little bit frightened.
a sticky mucus to make it impossible for the prey to escape. Then they push some weird alien tube out their body that they can inject into the prey.
Alien?
And then slurp out the insides like a smoothie. Yeah, talk about
So he drinks, instead of eating his prey, he ejects his penis into That's probably not exactly the best way.
About brutal, I think I'm gonna have to leave you alone. Now, under object number 16, I found a cricket, which I just thought was cool because in America, the crickets are
chill,
bright
bro.
tan color usually, but this one was way darker. Now, I quickly took out the backpack and grabbed a clear container out from inside. Yeah, if you didn't know, these crickets make an excellent food source for other animals I'll find, so I'll be saving this to feed it to something later. As I continued walking through this beautiful rainforest, I came
Yeah, bro, I'll be finding crickets in my backyard. That's not an Australia thing. That's a outside thing, bro.
across a little creek.
This looks like the perfect water area for deadly crocodiles to be swimming in. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be standing so close, actually.
Yeah, I don't know why everything in Australia is so deadly, but I went and flipped some rocks along the river where I, of course, found a little earthworm. Nice. Under another river rock, I found a pretty solid-sized beetle grub. You can see it was quite a bit bigger than my gloved fingertip, but some of these beetle grubs will
The hell is that? We don't have those in Canada. A beetle grub? It's grub. Yeah, we be eating this for dinner. We be grubbing on these things, bro. That's protein right there.
seriously grow so large over the course of a few years that they may turn into...
Did he bone meal it? How did it grow so fast? There's 5 evolutions of this damn thing.
But some of these beetle grubs will seriously grow so large over the course of a few years
It's like a maggot on steroids.
that they may turn into beetles that are just genuinely
This isn't real. That's not a beetle. That's an alien.
insane.
All right, let me put your rock back, mister. Hopefully you turn into a amazing, massive beetle one day.
But as I left the river a little bit, I found easily the weirdest thing yet.
Wait a second. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's something moving under this log.
Yeah, it was a bunch of extremely weird white things moving around constantly.
Oh, my bad. That's just my dandruff. Yeah. It just fell out. It fell out. I didn't wash my hair as good as I wanted to, and it fell out into the grass.
To get out the backpack to grab a flashlight so I can get a better look at what was going on. This gave me a bit of a better view to see that inside of here was tons and tons of super thin legs. But they were just shaking so much that I had no clue what these things were until I poked a stick inside, which gave me a slightly better look at one of them. Yeah, if we pause at the perfect moment, it may look like some sort of spider, but in reality, this is a phantom crane fly. Apparently, footage of these guys is insanely hard to get because, well, they shake like crazy when they detect a predator, but
A phantom crane fly. None of the flies I know look like that. Bro, I always try to think about how bugs feel like when we walk past them. The sheer scale is crazy because we probably look like giants, bro. It's like a giraffe to us, or like a giraffe times 3 to us. We don't know that perspective, bro.
in this rare footage I found, you can see how they fly like an alien spaceship. I'm not even gonna lie, this might be the
That's trippy.
coolest fly species.
We have got to the point where
Who are you? You watched this
29,
already?
I flipped some of these dead seed things and found another super cool ant species. You can see by these guys' awesome gold and green color that they are Australian weaver ants. And what's so interesting is you see how this guy has its green abdomen pointing up? Well, that's actually their special ability. While most ants have
That's actually his alt. He can only use it when he's on a kill streak, and then he eventually will obtain this crazy skill where he can shoot acid out of his tail. He fit a nut on us. I don't think it's nut, bro.
mandibles or stingers to take down their prey, while weaver ants literally have an acid spray in their abdomens that they use to either defend themselves like these ants or spray other attacking ants. And yeah, they also build bridges out of
Imagine if I could tame them and then just use them as weapons. Just hold them by their tail and like water guns, except it's acid. They should make a hero based on ants.
to help the rest of the colony walk across leaves. Talk about a crazy ant species. Now, the next animal I found was actually under a tree. If you look closely, some sort of bug that looked like it was just floating right under here. I had to put the stick behind it so my camera would focus on it, and after it did, I saw that this is actually a super cool animal called an inchworm. These guys are basically able to float under trees by spinning a tiny thread of silk that connects them to the leaves above so they can just hang from it. But this guy actually climbed onto the
Yeah, he don't count as an animal. Where do we draw the line? That shit ain't an animal, bro. That's just that's literally a grass particle. Like, what am I looking at?
stick I was holding, and when I went to put him back, you could see how they have some of the funniest movement. Since their legs are only on the front and back of their body,
That's cool,
they
that's
can
cool,
walk
that's cool, that's cool.
around
I
by
can't lie.
curling their entire
That's cool.
body up like this. Seems like a lot of effort, but yeah, I just put this guy right back. Now, object 41 was this
If I had one of those, chat, you know what I would do? Absolutely nothing, because it's useless.
coconut, which I found out something super cool about. Interestingly,
Ew.
I first noticed that there was actually one of those
A coconut? Bro found a coconut on Australian soil. W.
Rapjaw ants from earlier biting onto my finger. Yeah, I wasn't joking about how strong these things' jaws are, and he was glued onto my hand just trying to inject his venomous stinger in.
Oh, that's the guy that like clamps onto his prey. Oh.
Good thing I had these gloves on. Anyways, what is so interesting about this coconut is almost this perfect
Oh, it is a coconut. I just guessed. I didn't realize.
circle
that was rock.
drilled into the side of it. This is not
Freak y'all coconut.
actually a sign of a
Not
giant
natural?
white-tailed rat. You see, these things live in the Australian rainforest and find fallen coconuts. They then use their insanely large teeth to drill a massive hole into coconuts, which most animals can't do. Then they drink up all the coconut water and eat some of that tasty
Damn.
white meat on the inside.
kinda
After
sick.
the rat leaves, other bugs also come in here, like these sap beetles, to eat the bacteria that grows inside. Dang, a lot of life in
Why is he watching nasty shit? Yo, I'm learning more about our world. Trying to discover new organisms.
a single coconut. And so I kept on exploring, and when I flipped object 44, I found some of the weirdest springtails I've
Ew.
ever seen. If you didn't know, springtails are tiny little bugs that are usually white, but these ones in Australia I found are bright red. That may not seem super interesting, but if you didn't know, there's a massive market online of people buying and selling super rare springtail species, and apparently
Oh, yo, you hit the jackpot! What's your job? I hunt insects and sell them on the insect black market. Oh, come on, man. We really selling bugs now? I feel bad. The pet trade has gotten to a point, bro.
and red springtail sells for over $30. So yeah, if I was smart, I'd grab these and sell them, but I don't want to interfere with the wildlife, so I'll
There's probably $300 worth of... Yo, you literally just missed out on $5,000. Idiot! I would have been collecting these things, bro. Get in my cup. Get in my cup.
let them be. Now this trail is awesome because not only does it end up in the iconic Australian red desert, but it also passed by a literal beach. Yeah, the rainforest was connected to the water here, so I figured I should flip a couple seaside rocks. Under some of them
Come on,
were
let's get a
these
crab.
aquatic snails with these
Let's get a
pretty
crab.
cool looking shells, and out of other rocks,
Let's get crabs. Let's get crabs.
crabs would dart out looking for cover. I wanted to get a close-up of that crab that ran out, so I flipped the rock right next to it and found an even bigger crab.
Oh, look at him, bro. He's just staring
He's like
at me with his claws.
Multicolored. That's
See,
fire.
compared to the size of my finger, he could definitely give me a pretty good pinch, but thankfully he went and retreated down into his perfectly placed hole. Now there is also some tiny fish here that
These damn crabs, man. Scripted. Scripted as flip. This video's fake. You really think there was a freaking hole waiting for him to put himself inside of? That didn't come out right.
to this net from the backpack, but they were just so unbelievably fast if you can even see them moving around in this footage. This ocean is crazy though, because the Great Barrier Reef is literally less than 10 miles from where I was standing. That place is home to some of the craziest and deadliest ocean life in the world, so I think I'll definitely come back here to make an underwater video one day.
Make sure you're subscribed so when I come back here, you'll get notified about the insane video I make.
Bro, Australia's so cool. I want to go there so bad, but I want to go there without having to worry about tarantulas. If a kangaroo pulls up in my backyard, we're chilling. I'll 1v1 the kangaroo. But tarantula, no bueno.
Anyways, yeah, let's keep exploring.
Now, back in the rainforest, I ended up finding a little log and flipped it. Underneath was just some super tiny, kind of boring ants, which normally I wouldn't show. But as I was watching back this footage, I noticed this leaf had something super cool on it. See all those weird bugs
That's sick.
perfectly laid out across the leaf? Well, those are eggs. Apparently, there's a bug called a large leaf-footed bug that lays their eggs on the bottom of leaves and apparently are
Ew.
able to lay them in this perfect brick formation, which I just find interesting how symmetrical
That is really cool, but don't sit there too long or else you're going to have 85 freaking leaf blower ants, whatever the hell they're called, coming after you, okay?
it is. As I continued down the rainforest trail, I found something pretty crazy.
Yo, these have got to be the biggest fruits I've seen in my life.
And in fact,
Dragon
this
fruit.
is actually the largest fruit in the world, called a jackfruit. But what was cool was that it was split open by some animal and was completely rotting. Tons of wildlife was eating
Yo, I've never seen this in my entire life, and I don't plan to see it ever again. Wait, does it look webby because the animal's been eating it? Is that why?
had some little worm larvae things that were just eating their fair share of it too. Must
Oh,
be
nice,
pretty
man.
tasty. Just kidding. That looks absolutely nasty. Now the next thing I found was under another tree, but my camera wasn't really focusing on it, so I held the backpack up behind it to show you guys what it is. It may look like some sort of moth butterfly thing caught on a spider web, but in fact this yellow triangle thing is the spider spider itself. It's a type of northern jewel spider.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
they're born with
fire.
these crazy rock solid sharp patterns on their back. This makes it so spiders' biggest predators, birds, have a way harder time eating them. The last animal I found in the rainforest section was under this log. It was another crab, but this time it was a land crab, which is a little
That's tiny. It almost looks like an insect. What? I didn't know crabs get that small. Shav, if you've ever had crabs, wait, my bad. If you've ever had a crab, put one in the chat.
different than the beach crab we found earlier. These guys actually quite enjoy eating crickets, and if you remember in the backpack, I actually caught a cricket in this container earlier in the video, which might kind of not be alive anymore.
Poor guy. This guy's like, I accept my defeat. Just let me be remembered. Feed me to something that will use me for my nutrition.
But it'll still make for some great food. So I brought it over to the crab and waved it around in front of him. He kind of pretended to grab it, but then all
Bro, they got like neon colored animals. Like everything is really sick.
of a sudden, he darted away so fast into a little puddle. He was probably a little bit
Yo, Nightbot got you, Didi.
scared of me.
Well, I'll leave that with you, little buddy, if you want to eat it.
Well, I finally made it to the Australia desert,
Didn't want to
which
eat the damn
has some
cricket,
of
huh?
the most deadliest animals on Earth.
Wait, did he just drown the cricket? He's like, yeah, so you don't want to eat it? I'm gonna just drown him instead.
And that was instantly proven because under this first rock was another baby centipede. But this guy was still pretty small. However, I'm super confident we're gonna find a way bigger one. Now, under this little piece of bark, there wasn't actually anything, but I did see something running around in the corner of my eye, so I went to try and catch it. When I did, I realized it was a burrowing frog, which apparently didn't want to be with me because it just jumped straight off my hand. But a frog means there's likely water nearby. And after walking up
Yo, I wish I was that small, man. Because then I would take no fall damage. I don't know if you realize, like, any insects or animals that are that tiny, they can jump off as high as they want, and they land so light. They're like, if I jump from that high, bro, I'm breaking my legs.
around a little bit, I found this little pool.
Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in here.
I wanted to get a closer look at some of the stuff in here, so I once again took out the backpack, and once again grabbed out that clear container. This let me scoop up some of the wildlife in there, which allowed me to catch the first aquatic animal, a tadpole. This is likely the same species of frog that I had just found, so it's pretty cool. We found
Fire.
this. Anyways, the second animal I was able to scoop out of here was quite a bit different. This super weird, almost alien-looking creature is actually a dragonfly larva. Yeah, we've all seen dragonflies. They're pretty insane, cool-looking bugs. But yeah, apparently they start just as weird as babies living under the water. Now, finally, I was seeing
So some animals and some insects start in a different biome and then eventually grow out of it. Okay, that makes no sense. So you're telling me this bug grows underwater and then will fly away when it grows up? The hell is the Earth, bro? It's like they went from dimension 7B to like 425 or something.
one glass creature in this pool of water, so I scooped it up. Yeah, these things are almost microscopic in size, but this is either some sort of water beetle or a type of shrimp. I can't really tell which one because of how blurry my footage was. But these guys are probably one of the main food sources of that dragonfly larva we had just seen. Now, as I continued on the trail, I ended up
Yo, like I would be bugged as hell. If I was over here, I would be bugged. Bugged. Get it? I can break it down. Bugged. Like there's lots of bugs. Bugged as hell.
flipping rock 72, where something actually pretty cool did appear. If you look closely, this is a completely bright white spider. I have never seen a completely solid white spider, but apparently these
That's
are the color
sick.
because it helps reflect the sunlight as it just gets
And I would feel sick if I saw it. Next. Come on, like, are we serious? These aren't even funny comparisons.
also had
Oh,
something
look at
pretty cool. It was giant wood cockroaches. What was even cooler was that right next to these guys was this bug running around.
I've
This
seen
is
that
a
before.
top-whittler bug, and apparently it's in the same family of bug that laid those crazy eggs earlier in the video.
Oh,
I'm happy
hell
we got to
no.
find one of these. But finally, after quite a lot of rock flips later of nothing, I finally found something I was looking for. And it kind of scared me when I first flipped the rock, but finally I had found a
Okay, that looks
fully
pretty normal.
grown giant centipede. These things are crazy fast, so I kept getting
I'm saying it looks normal, but if that was around me, I would freak out.
spooked whenever it looked in my direction. But yeah, apparently despite having some of the most painful bites, it
That's massive. That's what she said. Coyote Peterson needs to stop doing this.
it doesn't even have teeth. It actually injects its venom through two of its front legs that have been modified to attack prey. And while
Oh, poor guy. Look at him. Look at him in the grip. Getting literally manhandled and munched. You want 10 of them? What could you possibly do with 10 of those?
Modified to attack prey. And while other invertebrates just go for small insects like scorpions, centipedes are known to
Invertebrate,
take
new
down
word unlocked.
literal lizards for lunch. Pretty crazy. Thankfully, the next rock had some
Centipedes eat lizards? They are a lot stronger than I thought. Oh my gosh. That's like the first time I've seen something go up in the food chain. It feels like it, at least.
under it also didn't disappoint. Out from underneath ran a little type of velvet gecko.
Oh,
I didn't get to
hell
see it for
no.
long, but geckos are always pretty cool to find just because of how interesting of an animal they are. They're also some of the most common pet reptiles kept by people. Now, these next rock flips all rapid fire because I wasn't finding anything super insane, but I did find some termites finally. Also, I found
Yo, stop saying aw to everything you see. Most of this stuff is not aw, it's ew. It's not aw, it's ew, okay? This looks like a polygon. This doesn't even look earthly. I feel like I'd find this on planet freaking ZXB.
this kind of cool grasshopper which just jumped into the grass, and I found a super cute caterpillar with a pretty unique pattern. If you're wondering,
Aw.
this caterpillar species turns into
That's
this
so cute.
pretty cool moth. But now I only had
Did that moth just have fur on it? Yo, what if we like shed the fur and then make it into fur coats? Wait, is that messed up to say? Never mind. I take that back. I'm gonna say it backwards to take it back. Coats.
caterpillar species turns into this pretty cool moth. But
That's
now
pretty
I
sick.
only had one more rock flip till I got to 100, and I really want
Wait, this is the last rock in Australia? Bro, he went through all of the ones in Australia and he's finally at the last one. W.
to find a snake here. So I really locked in to find the best rock I could that could have a snake under it. I needed to find a rock like this that had a little gap under it.
Why is
where
he
a
looking
snake
for
could
this,
be.
bro?
Thankfully, it didn't take too long till I ended up finding this.
Oh, yo, is that a lizard tail or is that a snake?
But as I moved my camera to get a better angle, I was
Oh, I
almost
can't do
certain
this.
I had found the body of a snake here. So I very carefully moved the rock to get a little bit of a better look at what
Bro probably spent like years trying to make that damn house. And then a human comes along and pushes it to the side. No, snakes don't build their house though. They just be finding places to live, I feel like.
was under here. Thankfully, this didn't look like one of Australia's deadly snakes. In fact, based off the pattern, it looked like a Stimson's python, which take down their prey by constricting it, not with venom.
I swear, every single rock flipping video, I find something cool on the last rock.
That's so
I mean,
sick.
I don't really want to stress you out, bro, so I guess I'll just leave you under your rock.
Well, there was 100 rock flips in Australia for you.
That's
Honestly,
fire,
I
bro.
found so many
So this video made me actually want to go to Australia less. I can't lie. Damn, that's crazy. I don't know what happened to Australia to have all these random organisms.